Apologies for my sick voice, but I just really wanted to get this video out by Halloween. On the bright side though, this does make my voice a lot deeper to fit the spooky mood. Monster House is a motion capture animated feature created by Image Movers, the same people behind The Polar Express, A Christmas Carol, and Mars Needs Moms. Okay. They don't have the most impressive resume, but Monster House is definitely worth checking out. That is, if you haven't seen it already. I was pretty surprised at how many people had actually seen this. When I announced I was reviewing this in my Discord server, everyone got excited, and I don't mean the fake excited where they say, "Oh, I remember this movie, my childhood, ha ha ha." They were actually quoting lines and scenes from the movie, so it's clear they're as fond of this as I am. And hopefully you will be too by the end of this. So grab your keys everyone, you don't want to get locked out of the Monster House. Okay, so the general plot for this movie is, the parents are gone for the Halloween weekend, so Greg and Rowley from Diary of a Wimpy Kid stalk the old man's house across the street. Okay, so that's basically it, but it's a lot more interesting than that. You see, there's a reason our main character DJ is stalking this house. There's an old man who lived inside that goes by the name of Nebercracker, and he's a bit grumpy. He'll shout and scream at kids, terrorize kids, or even steal stuff from kids if they come within an inch of his lawn. Yeah, this isn't typical old man grumpy, there's something else going on here, which is why DJ is interested. Especially since once DJ accidentally gives Nebercracker a heart attack that sends him to the hospital, the house starts acting a little funky. The house begins to show signs of life, it begins to terrorize DJ, it begins stealing people instead of just things. So DJ enlists the help of his best friend Chowder, yes, his name's Chowder, not Rowley, I'll let you decide which one's worse, and this new girl Jenny, or Penny. It's a fictional redhead with braided pigtails, it could be either, guys. And together they decide to investigate the mysteries of this house and why it's hurting people. But counterproductively, the more they discover, the more mysteries begin to arise. Especially when it turns out that Nebercracker actually didn't die from his heart attack and returns from the hospital to reveal the truth. But by then it really doesn't matter. The house's cover's been blown, so it's ready to destroy all witnesses. But that doesn't make the mystery any less interesting. The movie did a great job with it. Spoilers, but the big mystery of this movie is that the house isn't being haunted by Nebercracker after his heart attack. In fact, it's actually being haunted by his wife. She used to be a circus freak for being so huge, tormented and abused, but Nebercracker saved her, bringing her home and having a house built. But some troublemaking kids caused her to go into a blind rage where she fell in the cement as the house was being built and died. And that's basically how her soul haunts the house, and the movie does an excellent job of building this up. They don't ever reveal it until all the clues have been shown. Characters mention how they've seen Nebercracker talking to and kissing his house. People bring up how houses and objects can be haunted by those who died. They show photos of Nebercracker and his wife and even reveal her body in the floor. All before we know what actually happened, so it keeps us guessing until the big reveal. Now, many viewers of an older audience may figure things out pretty quickly, but for kids, this is an excellent mystery. It's not too complex, but not too simple either. And the same can be said for the horror. It's not too dumbed down to the point where an older audience won't find it interesting, but it's not too scary for younger kids. Monster House does an excellent job at setting the tone and building atmosphere. And the motion capture does often look eerie, but only in the right places, like on Nebercracker. One of my biggest compliments to the movie though is how dedicated it is to its idea. As ridiculous as the idea of a monster house coming to life is, none of the characters actually acknowledge it. I mean, of course there's some adults who don't believe the main trio, but I mean, none of the characters ever go, haha, whoa, a monster house? What is this, a cartoon? Because nothing in this world makes you seem less confident about your brand new and interesting idea than some lazy, cheap, easy meta humor. Disney. Oy, 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 with your Moanas and your Wreck-It Ralph 2 princess jokes.
Oh man, give her back.
Oh, her? You mind?
Oh, come on, gross!
Now again, this movie is a mystery, so characters spend more time learning about the plot than themselves. With that said though, it doesn't mean the characters themselves aren't entertaining. While one-dimensional, they each have their quirks that keep them from being boring or annoying. And there are tiny bits of development here and there for our main characters. For the minor characters though, there's a colorful cast. First up, there's this really bad no-life gamer guy stereotype that's actually secretly comedic gold. You have to see this movie for yourself to know what I'm talking about. And then there are the two skeptical cops played by Kevin James and Nick Cannon who don't exactly believe the kids. Kevin James in a decent movie. Why didn't the kids try to solve the mystery of how that happened? Then you've got the irresponsible babysitter. You know, the generic emo goth GF that edgy 14-year-olds will tweet about every day even though they've never actually seen this movie before. Then you've got her rocker BF. This dude who looks eerily similar to someone I know in person. It was the boyfriend to one of my relatives that we used to call Uncle Dude. He taught us how to play a bit of the drums, but I forgot everything, so don't expect any drum solos from me. As for our main cast though, Nevercracker is definitely the most fleshed out in the entire movie. He starts off as that one grumpy old person that we've all known in our lives, but as things get revealed, we start to see why he is the way he is, and we even sympathize with him, wanting to see his life improve after this whole monster house situation gets sorted out. As for Penny, she doesn't really have much. She's the typical girl who thinks boys are icky, but then soon she warms up to them, yada yada. And at the beginning of this video, I wasn't joking about DJ and Chowder being really similar to Greg and Rowley from Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Then again, this movie did come out before Wimpy Kid, even before the first book. But DJ's whole arc centers around him wanting to grow up a bit too fast and prove he's mature, even though he's still a kid at heart. Plus, he decides to go as a pirate for Halloween. See the similarities? Then we have Chowder, who, I'm just gonna come out and say it, may be the greatest fictional character of all time.
Crypt Keeper. Chowder. It's time for an in-your-face disgrace! Try and relax. Be cool like me. Yeah, I got 3 words for you. Trick or treat. Well, Dad, why don't you kiss my hairy butt? Hey, DJ, got any beer? Well, hello there.
Gross.
DJ? You pee in bottles?
I am sorry, truly I am, but not even the creators of Avatar: The Last Airbender could come up with a character as masterfully designed and written as Chowder from Monster House. Humanity has just reached a brand new level of storytelling and finding ways to develop characters with this one single kid. Nothing scares me more. Jason Voorhees? No. Freddy Krueger? No. The biggest horror in this world, or in this industry, is that we will never, ever get a character as wonderful as Chowder from Monster House ever again. Nothing in history will ever top this. Okay, but back to the less important things like this entire movie. Overall, Monster House is a pretty interesting film. It's quite underrated as many people missed it when it came out, and those who did see it don't remember anything about it, so hopefully this review inspired you to give it another watch. This movie's art style fits well with the motion capture, unlike the Polar Express. It has a unique tone and setting that's creepy enough to keep adults hooked but not too creepy for little kids. An interesting way of telling its story and mystery so kids can understand without it being too easy. A ton of confidence and pride in its concept that helps it go all the way without fear. Lots of side characters and main characters that will get you tons of laughs. And of course, Chowder. I'm aware Monster House isn't a fantastic movie, but with all these things combined, I really enjoyed it, and I do think it is worth your time. So check it out this Halloween, or today, since this video is planned to go up on Halloween. Anyways, see you guys next time. Leopold the Brave, out.